My legs, what happened to my legs? They're gone. In their place, a tail. Where are my legs?
Bat Merman. It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue.
Merman! Merman!
While researching Superman's telepathic mermaid ex-girlfriend Lori Lemaris, I stumbled upon this panel of Batman as a merman. I was intrigued, and after some false starts where I found Batman turning into a fishman, which is not the same thing, I found it. Batman 53, 1949. That's right, it's Golden Age time. It's always fun to go there and highlight some of the differences between the Golden and Silver Ages. The Golden Age is oft forgotten in the shuffle, and I'm not gonna turn down the gift that is Mermaid Batman. He's real, not just for your Mermaid AU fanfics, not just for memes, and not just for Lego. Greetings, comic lovers, and welcome back to Casually Comics, the channel where we chat all things comics, reviews comics new and old, to history, to anecdotes, truly wherever our whims take us. The tale that we're gonna look at is the third in the issue called Batman Under the Sea. I'll try to keep the Little Mermaid jokes to a minimum, but I promise nothing. The story was written by Bill Finger with art by Jim Mooney, who also did inks. Letters by Ira Schnapp. The teaser page is amazing. Bat Merman in a fishbowl as Robin sits looking pretty nonchalant, while a gangster brandishes a gun at Batman, and another is literally trying to fish him out of this bowl. Is this a hoax, or is it real? Now I want to read a comic where Batman pretends to be a merman just to mess with people. Bruce and Dick are out for dinner when they notice a man being wheeled in a wheelchair, and they feel that he looks a little bit like a fish in the face. Fish face. They were right in the middle of playing that game where you make up stories about the other patrons of wherever you're at. No, they really work. Their minds trained to seek out clues. Bruce and Dick amuse themselves by exploring the possibilities of the odd customer. Superheroes, they're just like you and me. 1949, bringing that relatability. The man in question is ordering salt water to drink, which is pretty sus, and he is drawn how the shark would be in the Silver Age. Can he live up to that level of villainy? I was a shark, then I was a man, then I was an even more evolved shark man, and then I went to town, and then I bought a suit, then I bought a steak. Rare! Maybe he's a merman. He could be using that blanket to hide his fishtail. Who told you Lori's secrets? The mystery man finds a pearl at dinner but uses it to tip the waiter, saying he has so many more already. And as he's leaving that, Bruce realizes that this Mr. Phaeton, which is his name, it's not him that's familiar, but the person wheeling him around, the well-known gangster who sells weapons. So their curiosity is aroused. Why is this gangster being a lackey for him? So they start snooping and they learn some juicy deets, like how he takes his baths in salt water. This really ramps up Robin's merman theory, but it feels more plausible than him drinking the salt water. Maybe he has read an article about how certain salts were really good for your skin. People will bathe in pretty much anything if someone tells them it will be good for their skin. But all of this is enough for them to follow him, and that night he gets onto a speedboat. They try to follow, but they ain't slick, so they get spotted, and they shoot a shell at Batman and Robin's boat, and there's only one intact life preserver. A good bat always goes down with the ship, and then he's knocked unconscious. Which brings us to the underwater portion. He awakens under the sea, and he can breathe. That merman in the back looks like Phaeton, but don't be fooled like I was.
You're a mermaid. You're all fish people.
Why is that mermaid wearing a belt? Who am I to judge the underwater fashion trends? I, Theta of the Science Council, operated on you and gave you gills. She gave him life as he was dying, huh? Turned him into a merman, so kind of his life as a man is done. And her name is Theta. I see you, 1949. Theta means death.
My legs, what happened to my legs? They're gone. In their place, a tail. Where are my legs?
Did she cut his legs off and then put a fin there, or was this a magical transformation type deal? Like they come from a land where magic and science are one and the same.
Give me back my legs.
He's taking it well. I'm sorry, but you can never leave here. The sea will be your home for the rest of your life. You are merman now. Well, at least he can hang out with Aquaman.
I'm alone now in an alien world.
Well, that's enough of that. After a good solid 5 minutes of moping, Batman decides that he needs to accept his situation and make the best of it.
Good, I'm Saren, ruler of the sea. This is Theta, our leading scientist, even though she is a female.
So close. Almost made it through the whole issue without mentioning it. And the people of this city are already big fans. This is our museum. Here are curios taken from sunken ships. So what you're saying is, look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? We know of your exploits, Batman, because of our library of books and newspapers collected from sunken ships. We coat the paper with chemicals impervious to water.
From now on, you better call me Bat Merman.
Who's tossing Gotham's papers into the sea? They also have a lot of treasure, but they say it's useless to them. That's why Phaeton wants it. He's found a way to exist on land and is trying to steal the wealth and transfer it up there to live an extravagant life as a landman. Batman proves to be a good asset in the fight, but Phaeton will not be deterred. There's a cool panel where Phaeton's men come at them with flamethrowers, and the comic explains that they're the torches Navy divers used to repair their ships. Just trying to get as many little details in there as possible for the reader. Oh, the concussion! Bat Merman Merman and Theta team up to stop Phaeton, who now has the gold, and there's even an underwater bat signal made up of luminous fish. They were ready for Bat Merman, but it's a trap and Theta gets hit with poison. Batman is able to save her by using a sea star as a leech. Batman didn't skip marine biology. In your surface world, were you ever in love? Did you have a sweetheart? Bat Merman can get it.
No, but there was a girl, Vicky Vale. I used to like her. Why? Never mind. Our whoosh!
But then Bat Merman is knocked out by Phaeton himself and taken to a sunken ship where he's placed in the air pockets that he will suffocate on the air. Dark. While Batman frees himself with a shark parasite and a turtle, Phaeton shoots his shot.
Look, Theta, gold pearls on the surface. They are a measure of wealth. They buy servants, luxuries. You can share a lot with me as my wife.
You're proposing to me. Why? Is that what a proper proposal is meant to sound like? He says he wants her because she's beautiful and she knows science. So she can work the converter controls, since Batman took out his assistant with a mighty fin. He says he needs to hold the treasure and go up, but then she can follow him after. Sounds legit, why not?
A king and queen. What's your answer?
I'll answer for Theta.
Excuse me, she was thinking about it.
Bat Merman's a fool, Phaeton. I've decided I'm going with you.
But after she throws the switch, Phaeton shoots her. Oh wow, he was a creep, what a shock. And it's a mortal wound, the caption box said so.
Believe me, I wouldn't have gone with Phaeton. I only pretended that so I could learn the converter's secret, so I could send you back to your own world.
Theta, I'll never forget you.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Goodbye, Bat Merman.
You were the only man I ever loved.
Well, yeah, it's because he was the only man you ever met. All the others were mermen. Don't think I don't see you, Theta.
Bet it's not even a mortal wound.
Batman then wakes up and it's left on a was it a dream or did it happen? Because when they confront Phaeton and rip the blanket off his legs Big Lebowski style, there is no fin. But because he used the converter, even if it did happen, there wouldn't be. He says he drinks salt water because he has a salt deficiency. Not buying it. Merman! And it's explained that he held those pearls because he was a jewelry smuggler. And that's the reason the other guy was there, the arms dealer. They were trying to work something out. But Batman isn't sure. Was it a dream or not? Does it matter? Well, only if you're Theta. This story is not the finest the Golden Age has to offer, but it's good silly fun. Batman is a merman. It delivers upon the promise. It's alas not as tight with the narrative as some of these stories could be. For example, the Penny Plunderer origin, which actually is very concise and ironic and funny. But there are little things that work. The Pearl setup is a good one. It's when Batman gets down to the mermaid realm that things start to fall apart. Why are the merpeople trying so hard to stop Phaeton from taking the treasure if it was of no value to them? Yes, Phaeton shouldn't take it, and he's gonna do bad things on land, but he was willing to kill them for it. The connection there was a bit tenuous. Maybe they just really cared about justice. The Theta death feels incredibly superfluous. And it's just odd. The comic goes out of its way to say she's the head of the Science Council, but then has her trick Phaeton so that she can learn how to use the converter. This even after Bat Merman already had him on the ropes. Reverse engineering and deciphering takes time, so just have Bat Merman time up and get the info out of him. Sing Little Mermaid songs about how much you love Batman at him. That'll make him crack. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, you gotta kiss the bat. The romance, paint by numbers, and entirely unnecessary. It feels there because it's a trope of the time and she's a female character and Batman's there, so you know, get your dolls together. But there were some nice details throughout this. Details about the sea creatures and some actual info about them and some of the science being utilized. Yes, it was outlandish, but it was founded in fact. Those types of details would be a bit less frequent in the Silver Age. This because the Comics Code has specific clause in it that said that one couldn't detail how exactly a crime was being committed. So depending upon how hard-nosed one was being when examining certain texts, some things had to be a bit more vague. What if someone goes and gets a navy torch and robs a bank? This is very much a filler story. There's probably a reason why it's the last one in the issue. The standout quality and what to take from it is that Batman was a merman. Maybe. Phaeton should have sustained himself on the salt. Aquaman must have felt that Batman didn't even consider hanging out with him. If you're a fan of heroes turning into things, which I am, this may have tickled your fancy. Or not. Do you have a favorite superhero transformation story, or is it just Jimmy Olsen turning into things? Favorite mermaid comic? What do you think of this little outing? Tell me things down below. While you're down there, please roll YouTube things. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so that you never miss a vid. Thanks so much for taking this time of your day spent discussing comics with me. I always appreciate it, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.